Hello pilots and welcome to this tournament in review video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil. The dust has settled from the store championship at Entoyment on the 22nd of July. We have a winner and a recipient of a Worlds invite. Looking forward to seeing how they get on with the rest of the season in the run-up to Worlds. We thought it'd be an idea to have a quick rundown of what went on and the statistics for our tournament. So without further ado, let's have a look and see what went on really. So we had 18 players rock up to Entoyment in pool for this tournament. A great crowd with very good representation from the 186 squadron. Now the faction split is as followed. We had 4 Rebel players, 4 Empire, 4 Resistance, 3 Republic, 2 Scum and 1 Separatist player. Surprisingly, we had no First Order players this time, which we were a bit shocked about because First Order tends to do quite well in our local meta, but some great lists on display anyway. Having a look at those factions' win ratios, Rebels had a 53% win ratio throughout the tournament, Empire 63%, Resistance 58%, Republic 45%, Scum 25%, and Separatist had a 50% win ratio. So the Separatist player holding the banner there all on his own, doing really well. Now we had a number of interesting lists on display. No mirror lists, which is always quite nice to see. Some very similar with slight tweaks to their list. And if you do want to see all lists, you can actually see those on Longshanks with the event ID 8581. Or you can check on Pattern Analyzer. The links will be in the description below for that. But looking at the top 3 ships for each faction on display, the Rebels featured 5 T-65s, 4 RZ-1 A-Wings and 4 TIE Fighters. The Empire had 6 of their very own TIE Fighters on display, 4 Decimators, 3 TIE Advanced V1s. The Resistance, unsurprisingly, had a lot of T-70s. There were 14 of them on show, including 2 lists with 5 T-70s each. And yes, they did face off against each other. That wasn't on stream, which, although would have been fun to see, I'm kind of glad with, because trying to keep track of 10 T-70s, who owns what, who is what, would have been an absolute nightmare. There were 2 Resistance Millennium Falcons, and the other ships there was only 1 of each, but the RZ-2 A-Wing did feature in there. Now for the Republic, we had 5 Delta 7s, 5 V-Wings and 3 ARC 170s. All 3 of these ships had really good showings. Now for Scum, we only had 2 Scum lists. They were very different from each other, but we had 2 Fang Fighters, 2 Rogues and 2 Z-95s as the top used ships within those lists. And again for Separatists, there was only 1 list, so, well, not a huge bit to choose from, but we had 2 Vultures, 1 Belbelab, 1 Tri-Fighter, and just for reference, we also had a HMP in there as well. Now, having a look at the top pilots for each faction for choice, the Rebels, Sabine Wren in her TIE Fighter appeared 4 times, very cheap at 2 points, definitely worth chucking in there. I mean, 2 points for Sabine Wren with an ability and upgrades far outclasses a Empire TIE Fighter for 2 points if you ask me, so maybe that needs some looking into. We had Luke Skywalker, the Battle of Yavin Varian, with some great showings, had 3 of those. That attack speed upgrade is really nice on there. And Han Solo made 3 appearances in the Millennium Falcon. For the Empire, the Black Squadron Ace TIE Fighter was there 3 times. And we had Captain Oiken and Rear Admiral Chironu both featuring twice across those 4 lists. In the Resistance, Eloasti made 4 appearances, so that's in each list Eloasti was there. Temmin Wexley was there 3 times, so only 1 list decided not to take him, and Poe Dameron made an appearance in the Millennium Falcon twice. For the Republic, Contrail featured in all lists. Obi-Wan was there in 2, and Click was also there in 2 of the lists, so V-Wings and Delta 7s being very well represented there. For Scum, we had Bosk twice, once in the Z95 and once in the YV666. Obviously, these are across both lists, so it wasn't the Houndstooth there. We had Droid Rakoff in the Fang and Cad Bane in the Rogue as 2 of the rather notable pilots. And for the Separatists, again, it was all different pilots, all unique pilots. So we had DFS 081 in the Vulture, Grievous in the Belbelub, and DIS T81 in the Tri-Fighter. Now for this tournament, because it was a Worlds invite and we did have a large enough pool of players, we had 4 rounds of Swiss followed by a top 4 cut. So it was a very long day, especially for our top 4 players. We started at around 9:15 in the morning, and the top 4 were playing till just gone 7 o'clock at night. I know I was quite tired by the end of it, and you could see it in some of their faces, but they all did absolutely fantastic throughout the whole day. So having a look at our Swiss results, top of the table before the top cut was Dom with his resistance list going 4-0. Elliot came in second with his rebel list going 3-1 with a 1.69 score. Nick with his Empire 3-1, 1.5, just pipping Andy in his Empire 3-1, 1.5 with 79 victory points to 66. Alex with his Republic just missing out by 3 victory points to Andy there. It was very close. Andy's and Alex's last game was going all the way to the wire, and it was coming down to the victory points. Then we had Adam and Craig both going 2-2, as well as Phil, Gruff, Tim, Alex, Kev, Dwayne, and Jake all going 2-2, only separated by their victory points in the end. George and Dave went 1-3. Ben unfortunately went 0-4 with a list that he'd been practicing quite a lot, but you know, he had a great time. And Nick went 0-2. He actually dropped after the second round and ended up joining me on the commentary, which I was very appreciative of. So big shout out to Nick from Firecast Focus for joining me on stream from round 3 onwards, really bringing that tactical element to my stupid comments. So that was really good. But that was our Swiss results going into the top 4. We had Dom, Elliot, Nick, and Andy. We'll have a quick look at the lists that made it to the top 4. So, for the top 4 cut, as we said, we had Dom, Elliot, Nick, and Andy all making it there. So, well done to all 4 players. Looking at their lists, topping the Swiss, we had Dom with his resistance list, which featured Poe Dameron in the Millennium Falcon with Notorious, Novice Technician, Ray, Contraband Cybernetics, Engine Upgrade, and Ray's Millennium Falcon. That thing was just flying across the board, doing all sorts of shenanigans and just basically being a nuisance. You had Nia Num in the T-70 with Elusive, Pattern Analyzer, BB-8, Integrated S-Foils, and Underslung Blaster Cannon. Eloasti with Crackshot, R6D8 Integrated S-Foils. Temin Wexley with Lone Wolf, M9G8 Integrated S-Foils, and Jamming Beam. Now those T-70s were just absolutely dominating through every game I managed to see of that, and Poe was just a brute the whole way through. Next we got Elliot's list with his Rebels. He had Hera Syndulla in the A-Wing with Hopeful and Magpos warheads, passing off tokens left, right and centre where she could. Fenrir with Crackshot, Predator and Beskar reinforced plating. Luke Skywalker, Battle of Yavin with Instinctive Aim, Attack Speed, Proton Torpedoes and R2-D2. Not gonna lie, a newfound appreciation for that ship. Really good fun to see. Really solid as well. Took a lot of beating and didn't go down very often. We also had Bodica Venge in the Fang Fighter with Predator, Mandalorian Optics and Beskar reinforced plating. Again, another ship that I have a lot more respect for after seeing it flown very capably by Elliot and a few other players throughout the tournament. And then Sabine Wren in the TIE Fighter with the Beskar reinforced plating. Again, 2 points. Such a good ship. Beskar reinforced plating as well, coming in absolutely clutch so many times throughout the tournament. Third place we had Nick. He has his Empire list with Darth Vader from the starter kit, with Hate, Ion Missiles and Afterburners. You've then got Major Rhymer in the Bomber with Saturation Salvo, Barrage Rockets, Concussion Bombs. Tomax Bren in the Bomber with Saturation Salvo, Barrage Rockets, Bomblet Generator. Maul and Mythal, the Basil of Yavin TIE Fighter with Predator and Afterburners. And rounding the list of Second Sister in the TIE Interceptor with Malice, Ruthless, Shield Upgrade and Sensitive Controls. Slightly different build to Second Sister than I normally like to go with, but still very good fun to see her actually making an appearance at the tournament. A really strong Empire list there. And the final list is Andy's, again another Empire list. This is one he's been flying a lot and it's been really good fun to see. Rear Admiral Chirinu in the Decimator with Ruthless, Darth Vader, Minister Tour, Agile Cannon and Tactical Scrambler. Captain Oiken with Ruthless, Death Troopers, Fifth Brother, Tactical Scrambler and the Dauntless title in the Decimator. And 3 Black Squadron Aces. 2 points, no upgrades. They're looking over at Sabine and they're getting a little bit salty about that. But again, 4 really strong lists there. And with the first round of the top cut, we actually had Elliot versus Nick on the top table and Dom versus Andy on table 2. Quite a tricky matchup. This was chance engagement, so it was pretty much a straight up dogfight. On table 2, this was going to be a tough one for Andy with the absolute brutal damage output that Dom can put out with those ships. He was basically just rolling super hot dice, and when they weren't hot, he just had all the tools to change it over. That game actually ended up 20-12 in Dom's favour, putting him through to the top table in the final. But still a very good showing from Andy there, scoring 12 points in the end. Just going to show that you can't count out the Empire and Decimators at any point. On top table, we actually had Elliot and Nick, and this was a super close game. It ended up 21-18 in Elliot's favour. This was actually our 5th game streamed of the tournament, so if you are curious about how that one went, you can check that out. But it was a brutal game. It was very close throughout. A few missed opportunities here and there that I think kind of swung it either way, but all in all, was such a good tactical game to watch. With Elliot taking it 21-18 in that final round, which left our top table Dom versus Elliot, and our second table for the third place Nick versus Andy. Now, with the final round being Dom versus Elliot, Dom already had his Worlds invite, so Elliot was guaranteed his own Worlds invite, but bragging rights were still available there for taking the top spot and also getting the Golden Mando trophy that was on offer. The top 3 also all got Mando trophies, as well as all of the usual swag. The top game, it was brutal. Not gonna lie, Dom was on fire once again. You could tell that they both had a very long day, but those T-70s were just proving why they are so effective. It was scramble the transmission, and in the end, Dom did take that one 21-5, but that does not really paint a good picture of how fun that game was to watch. Elliot was a brilliant player throughout, and he showed his skills getting all the way up to the top table, and he actually did go home with that Worlds invite, which was really nice to see. And they were both fantastic players. On table 2, Nick versus Andy. Nick did take the prize there in the Empire match-off. Vader in a TIE Advance would appear to be better than Vader crew. Ended up 20-15 in Nick's favour. So our final result at the end of that was Dom taking top place, Elliot second with the Worlds invite, Nick in third and Andy in fourth. But it was an absolutely fantastic day and some really good games on show. I just want to say a huge thank you to all the players who came to Entoyment to play on this day. I know there was another tournament fairly local to some of them, so for them to make the choice to come down to us was absolutely brilliant. It was lovely to see the guys from 186, lovely to see the locals as well come down to play. Just everyone really, it was great to see them. Meeting new people is always great. Seeing people you only see at tournaments is fantastic. And this is one of the reasons we do this, to get those tournaments, to get those people down and really have a great time with them. Now, before we end this video and go back to editing some more game footage ready for you in the upcoming weeks, just want to say a huge thank you to a few people. Firstly, to Entoyment for allowing us to have the Store Championship on site and actually staying open longer to allow us to have these 6 fantastic games. Big shout out to Carl from Entoyment, who was actually there with me at 8 o'clock in the morning to help get set up and hanging around till almost 8 o'clock at night, hoping that he got some overtime for that. But brilliant work, Carl. Thanks very much. Ben was our judge throughout the day, joined us on commentaries for the first 2 rounds. He was fantastic, answering all the questions for the players, allowing us to have a smooth stream with little to no interruption at all. And again, a big shout out to Nick from Firecast Focus for joining us on stream from round 3 onwards. If you're not familiar with Firecast Focus, they stream every Friday night on Twitch. They do a lot of the local tournaments as well in their area, and some of the big ones as well. So definitely check out Firecast Focus. They are a fantastic channel, fantastic group of guys, and definitely worth your time. Now, if you are going to a store championship or even another local tournament in the near future, have a look at some of the lists that are on show at our tournament. Maybe they might help you tweak your list a little bit. Check out some of the videos. You might get some tips and tricks on how best to use some of those ships. But in the meantime, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you did catch the live stream live and were chatting with us, we very much appreciated it. If not, those videos are available on YouTube now to go back and watch to see what is happening. But again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.